Restaurant Unstoppable. What the most successful restaurateurs know that you don't. So how has being a part of Liberty's Kitchen served you? Because I know that I'm assuming that you probably have gotten a lot of great folks from their program.
Yeah, so Liberty's Kitchen grew up in this same neighborhood as we are home officed and based and, kind of got our start, Mid-City, New Orleans. And
I'm gonna put a stop there real quick. If you guys aren't familiar with Liberty's Kitchen, go back to my episode with Dennis Bagneris. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Great episode, what they're doing over there at Liberty Kitchen. Sorry, I just wanted to let people know.
Yeah, so Liberty's Kitchen, kind of got their start here in New Orleans. They're one of a couple of these kind of social nonprofit focused restaurant training entities, but with a cafe front. Mm-hmm. And so one of my kind of original general managers is the one who connected us with them, and said, hey, like, here, they're a resource. We could be hiring people coming out of this program. We should talk to them. Connected us, and then that initial kind of conversational discussion grew into, at that time we already had, I think, three if not four locations, grew into, hey, we could actually become part of their training process. So for a period of time, we were one of their key externs. So people in like week 6 of their program or whatever it might have been, I'm just throwing out week 6 as an example, would come spend 2 weeks in our restaurant. They'd pick a position, and then we would guarantee like we could find a location to put them in. And so we'd have the chance to work with the individuals for a couple of weeks. Then they'd go back and finish their program, and they could say if they were interested in working for us, and we could say if we were interested in having them work with us. And so we over time hired many people. In a lot of cases, they didn't last and stay long term because they had other aspirations, but they needed, this was like their first stepping stone. In some cases, they've had folks who went on to culinary school and, come and work more in like fine dining and things like that, or who probably one of our, kind of highest potential Liberty's Kitchen hires. He ended up, after not having a high school diploma, one of the things that they do is help them get their GED. So he had his GED. He worked for us. We had him kind of on a path to move him into a leadership position. He opted to go to college. He went and got a college degree. He now works back for Liberty's Kitchen in a programming position and helps train other students who are coming through. And what's interesting about their program is it's aimed at, kind of disadvantaged youth or distressed youth in that kind of 16 to 24 years old, typically don't have their high school diploma. A lot of times will have, lots of different life challenges, whether from, kind of their home background or other things. And they really help work through all aspects of their life and what those barriers are that keep them from being successful. Yeah. And then really give them like the kind of the social worker type support. Yeah. Of like, what do you need to know?
And I kind of feel like maybe this is like out of place, easier said than done. But I feel like that's almost like all of our responsibilities as business owners. It's not just transactional, but
right.
We have a obligation. We're hiring young people to give them more than just do your job skills.
Right.
Like to show them how to bounce a P&L, and to like all these like little things are like we should teach them as much as what we know as possible.
And even in some instances, one of the things that I learned from working with that program for so many years, we continue to work with them, is that the things that we were learning by working with Liberty's Kitchen students and graduates were valuable lessons that we could also use with our regularly recruited employees, because they're, some of the same challenges, like the person who's chronically 15 minutes late. Have you sat down and actually had a conversation where you understand that the bus comes every hour? Yeah. They can either come to work 45 minutes early or they can come to work 15 minutes late. Why don't we reach a negotiation, a compromise that says what's the right time that they should get there? And it just takes the dialogue to understand, like, hey, this is something that's outside their control. They take public transit. Yeah. How do we work through that?